Welcome to the Unapologetic Mompreneur, the podcast for mums with an online business who are ready to take back their time, home, business and self so they can restore the balance and thrive, both at home and at work, without feeling like they have to choose between the two. I'm your host, Sarah Dew, life and biz coach for mompreneurs. I'm also a mum, stepmom, wife, introvert, breast cancer survivor, and your mentor for making a change for the better. I've learned how to go from surviving to thriving and unapologetically create a business I love and the life I want for me and my family without worrying about what other people think. And now I'm here to help you do the same. Because being an unapologetic mompreneur doesn't mean that we're selfish or that we don't care about others. It simply means that we are not afraid to show up as our true, authentic selves, to step into our purpose, do what we know is right for ourselves and the ones we love, and take the steps we need to take to make our dream life and business a reality. Join me each week where I'll be sharing all of my best tips and strategies, plus the occasional dose of tough but gentle love to help you feel empowered, motivated, and confident to take action so that you can become the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. So, are you ready to unapologetically create a business and life you love? Let's do this. Hey there, and welcome to episode 13 of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. In today's episode, I wanted to chat with you about a few simple strategies that you can adopt or do over the next coming weeks to help you make Christmas less stressful and more enjoyable. How you can have and enjoy a family Christmas and get everything ready for the festive season without feeling rushed or stressed and harassed, and actually so that you're prepped for your business too. Because during this busy season, we know that it's all about the presents, getting everything ready, deciding what we're going to have to eat on Christmas Day, sorting out family arrangements of who we're seeing when, and all of the different things that we do with the kids at school, with the nativity plays, the Secret Santas, and everything else that takes up all of our time. It can be so hard to try and find the time to do the things that we need and want to do in our businesses and still find and have that quality time with our family and friends and get everything done and enjoy it without feeling absolutely exhausted and rushed and stressed come Christmas Day. So how do we make that happen? Grab your notebook and pen, jot down these strategies that I'm going to share with you. Implement them over the next few weeks and you will be amazed at just how much more simpler, more easier and less stressed and more enjoyable your Christmas is going to be. Now, before we dive in, if you are looking for a little bit of extra help to help you put your Christmas together and make things happen and keep track of everything, then be sure to go and grab my Perfectly Imperfect Christmas Masterclass and Planner Bundle. It has everything in it you need to help you make Christmas less stressful and more enjoyable this year. It has everything to help you get everything prepped and ready for Santa's arrival with plenty of time to spare. It will help you keep track of all of your shopping and your purchases so there is no overspending and definitely no last minute panic shopping required. You won't need to worry about whether you've forgotten anything or you're missing out on all of the fun. And most importantly, it helps you pull everything together so that you can enjoy the mulled wine and the mince pies along with everybody else, knowing that everything has been taken care of. This bundle has a masterclass in there that gives you everything you need to get you set up with creating that perfectly imperfect Christmas in less than 30 minutes. It comes with a workbook and a simple fun challenge to help you pull everything together, plus a planner with all of the planning printables you could possibly need and checklists and trackers to help you plan and execute your merriest Christmas yet. And as an exclusive bonus, you also get hands on my ebook, Christmas Doesn't Have to Be Perfect, which breaks down everything in there that if you struggle with things like having that Pinterest-worthy Christmas, making everything perfect, you've got blended family mixes, you're not sure how to deal with that, maybe the relationships with some of your family is a bit strained and you find it hard this time of year to figure out who to see and when and what to do, and maybe you're going through a tough period where your Christmas this year feel like it's going to suck. There's loads of great tips in that bonus that helps you just push past all of those things so that you can create that perfectly imperfect Christmas. You'll find the link to go and grab this in the show notes. So if you want that little bit of extra help, plus all of the printables to help you keep track on what you're doing, go and snag that. And let's dive in today's episode and find out what the strategies are to help you get planning and sorted, ready for the festive season, and enjoy a Christmas less stressful and more enjoyable. The first strategy is to understand what Christmas really means to you. What does it really mean to you and your family? When you think about Christmas, what is most important? Is it having time with your family and friends? Is it being able to play with your kids on Christmas Day without being and doing all of the things in the kitchen? Is it catching up with relatives that you haven't seen all year? Maybe it's just the opportunity for that quality family time and being able to go out for long walks or snuggling up and watching and working your way through that Christmas playlist. Take the time to think about what the season of goodwill means to you. What are your priorities? Identify what is most important to you and your family and build that into your holiday plans. And then when it comes to the Christmas season and it comes to the kids finishing school and it's time to wind down for the festive break, you can be, and you know that you've already got things in place where you are super intentional about how you're going to spend your time together and the kind of things that you want to do. One of my favorite ways of doing this is to create that family Christmas bucket list, is having a list of all of the things and the fun things that you like to do together as a family that gets you into that festive season and gets you into that real excitement that Christmas is coming. And some of the favorite things that we love to do every year, we will go to our local garden centre and we'll check out all of the Christmas decorations. We don't necessarily need to buy any more each year, but it's just getting into that spirit and wandering around and seeing all of the trees there all lit up and all of the, the Santas climbing up and down on the roof and all of the different Christmas outdoor lights really, and the Christmas music playing really gets us into that festive spirit. And that's one of the first things that we do every year. We love making decorations for the tree or visiting a Christmas market. Some years we'll go ice skating. And then we just have different traditions that we love doing as well. Things like having bacon croissants on Christmas Day morning and doing a deli with meats and cheeses on Christmas Eve. All of those things make Christmas for us. So what are your priorities come Christmas? How do you want to spend it and what do you want to do? And who do you want to spend it with? Get super clear on that and understand what Christmas really means to you, because that is what's going to help you actually really, really enjoy that Christmas and that holiday season. Strategy number 2 is to plan in advance. When the holidays are on the horizon, a little planning really does go a long way. We know what it's like at the best of times, trying to juggle our business with everything else going on at home and all of the school commitments, all of the extracurricular activities. But when you throw Christmas into the mix too, things can get so complicated and stressful and completely overwhelming. We're trying to do all of the Christmas shopping, wrap all of the presents, do all of the bits and pieces that we need to do, all the while still trying to run our businesses. But we also know that we want to spend time off over Christmas. And when we're running our own businesses, that's a little bit trickier. It's not just like booking in annual leave when you are working and your boss gives you time off and off you go and work is still there when you get back and it doesn't really matter quite so much. When we've got our own businesses, we still need to do the things to keep things ticking over and still bring income in and still connect with all of our subscribers and all of the things. And trying to do that and juggle that and make that still happen over the Christmas break can be super, super hard if we don't plan in advance. So one of my favorite things that I love to do this time of year that I always do in my business is I use December to plan for those 2 or 3 weeks where I know I want to take the time off and be with my boys and my husband. And so I use December and the running weeks up over the next few weeks to plan, prep, and schedule the things that I want to need to do that in advance that is going to make my life so much easier. So that come Christmas Day or come on the Sunday when my email normally goes out, I'm not thinking I haven't written my email yet and I have to go and do it. I will get all of that done in advance, all of my social media posts scheduled, and have everything done in advance so that I am then free to go and do things and hang out with my boys and go for a walk around the forest and whatever we're doing, watch a movie, and not worry about the fact that I need to post on social media today, or the fact that I need to send on my emails and reply to emails. I plan what I can in advance. So what can you do in your business that will help you to get sorted and plan in advance so that you can know then that when it comes to the Christmas break, that all of those things are taken care of? How can you do that? And maybe it can help by scaling things back a little bit and not doing quite as much as you would normally in the normal sort of run up, normal things without it being the holiday season. Which brings us on to strategy number 3. Strategy number 3 is not being afraid to scale things back. The key to thriving both at home and in your business when the kids are off and it's a busy season like Christmas is being realistic about what you can accomplish. There is no way that I'm going to start scheduling a launch or anything like that over the Christmas break because I know that I don't have time to do that. It's just not going to work. And for me, over the holiday break and going back to strategy number 1 of what Christmas means to you is family time for me. Everything is about family at Christmas. And so I don't want to work that much. I want to scale things back, and I'm going to choose goals and I'm going to choose tasks and activities that I can do that are just pulling things back a little bit for a few weeks so that I'm not going to be doing and pushing myself super hard trying to get all of the things done. What can you scale back in your business just for a few weeks so that it frees you up with a bit more time, that you don't have the pressure to push a ton of stuff out, and that you're not spinning in circles, and it just gives you that little bit of extra free time so that you can focus on pulling some of the other things together that are more pressing at home and with your kids. Ask yourself which tasks are the most important for you to get done in your business right now and what can wait. Don't be afraid to scale things back for a few weeks and save the bigger projects for when the kids are back at school in the new year. If you post on social every day, maybe you could just post every other day or a couple of times a week just for the Christmas break. Maybe you email your list 2 or 3 times a week, so scaling back and doing it once a week. Maybe you do it once a week normally and you're going to go for every other week. What can you do in your business that you can scale back that will make things easier for you so that you have less pressure and less things to do, freeing you up so that you have more time? Do what makes your life easier as well too. Have a look at what you've got that you did this time last year that you can repurpose to make life easier. One of the things that I do every year, because these emails that I send out to my subscribers during December, they are all very seasonal based. They are tips for Christmas and exactly like what we're talking about on this podcast episode today. And so I take those from last year and I will update them and make a few tweaks and changes, but the bones of the emails are already there, and that saves me so much time. You can do the same with your Christmas posts that you shared on Instagram and you shared on Facebook this time last year too. Take a look at those and ask yourself if there's any way that you can repurpose them to make them super fast of getting them done and scheduled and out there. Repurposing is a great way of helping you scale things back and just take that pressure off so that you still have time to do some of the other things and spend more time with family. Then come January, when the kids are back at school, you can dive back into your goals. You can pick up all of those big projects, but it's your business and you get to set the rules. So if you want to set that rule that you're scaling back for a few weeks, just to give yourself a little bit of breathing space so that you can spend more time on the things that matter this time of year. Strategy number 4 is to make some time for you. With all of the hustle and bustle in the lead up to Christmas, you need time for you too, so that you are not exhausted come Christmas Day. You totally deserve to sit back and enjoy the mulled wine and mince pies along with everybody else without feeling stressed, rushed, and ragged. And the only way that you're going to do that is to actually make sure that you get time for yourself too. Set aside some time, even if it's just a few minutes a day, or when you're doing your Christmas shopping, add an extra 20 minutes in there where you go and sit and enjoy a cup of coffee on your own just for you. I love doing that. It feels like a real treat. In between, I'll get bits and pieces to start with, go and put them in the car, go back, go and sit and have a coffee for 20 minutes, recharge my batteries quickly. I go through my list, see where I'm at, and then I head off and I do a bit more shopping. How can you build in a little bit of time for you in between all of this hustle and bustle in the lead up to Christmas? Do the things that are going to recharge your batteries so that you are not feeling exhausted come Christmas Day. And then finally, tip number 5 is to give yourself some grace and know that it is just for a few weeks. The run up to Christmas can be a super, super stressful time, but it doesn't need to be. We get, again, like our businesses, we get to set the rules about how we're doing our Christmas, and we want to work on our businesses, but during this time, we also want to spend time with our kids. There is only so much we can do, and we cannot do it all. So be realistic about what you can accomplish and give yourself permission to just scale things back, to take the easier option, to choose the options that make life less stressful, so that you have the time and the energy to enjoy those precious moments with your kiddos whilst you can. Know that Christmas doesn't have to be perfect to be enjoyable. Let's be honest. It's going to take your kids seconds to rip open their presents, and the dinner that has taken you 3 hours to cook and prepare will be eaten in just 30 minutes flat. So if it's something that you struggle with, is that Pinterest worthy, or you feel like everything has to be perfect, know that Christmas doesn't have to be perfect to be enjoyable. Relieve yourself from the pressure of trying to make everything perfect and go with done is better than perfect instead. Know that it's just for a few weeks. Everything else can be scaled back and held off, and press the pause button on it all. Do the things that make your life easier, and just aim for that done is better than perfect, because it's the quality time with the ones that you love that matters more than how great your Christmas tree looks, of how many or big presents are under the Christmas tree, whether the meal at Christmas Day is Michelin worthy, and all of that stuff does not matter. It's just for a few weeks, and it's time together that really, really matters. And if you want a little bit of extra help with the knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect to be enjoyable, and knowing that it's just a few weeks, and that those little extra helpful tips of helping you do what you can to make life easier and deal with the Christmas holiday season, whether you've got blended family and you're figuring out what to do and who to see when, maybe you have a little bit of strained relations with some of your family and friends and your relatives, and you're not sure how to deal with those on the day, but you want to see them. Or maybe you've got stuff going on this year where you feel like Christmas is going to suck this year. Go and snag that ebook and go and get the masterclass bundle, because that has everything in there that you need in that ebook, with some few tips and strategies to help you push past those difficult things. So are you ready to create a Christmas less stressful and more enjoyable this year, and prep yourself for the festive season with minimal stress and fuss? Here are the 5 strategies again. Strategy number 1 is to know what Christmas means to you. Get super, super clear on what matters, what your priorities are, and be really intentional over the next few weeks about building that time in so that you can spend as much quality time with the ones you love over the Christmas break as much as possible. Strategy number 2 is to plan in advance. Do what you can in your business over the next few weeks. Use this time to set things up and get things onto autopilot as much as you can, so that you're free during the festive break to spend time with the ones you love without worrying about posting on social media or hitting send, or are you publishing on the new YouTube video. Do what you can to plan things in advance. Strategy number 3 is to don't be afraid to scale back, to do what's easier, make life easier for you, to post less on social media, maybe to share emails a little bit less frequently. Don't be afraid to scale back during this season so that you are not feeling rushed, stressed, and pushed. Strategy number 4 is to take time for you, is to set some time aside over the coming weeks just to make sure you have a few moments here and there to breathe and recharge your batteries. And then finally, strategy number 5 is to give yourself grace and know that it's just for a few weeks and that Christmas doesn't have to be perfect to be enjoyable. You have got this, Mama. Here is to creating a Christmas that rocks, and I will chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I would love for you to leave me a rating and a review so that other mompreneurs can find this podcast too. Here's to unapologetically becoming the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. I can't wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now.